I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All2ReelToo. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is
Sesame, Robotnik, and Carla.
Robotnik?
Yeah.
So you're like a robot named Nick?
Short for Nicholas, yes.
Yeah. Robot Nicholas?
Yeah. That's what they used to call me in school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
So I used to walk like a robot. I got really stiff legs. People make fun of me for it.
Where'd the Nicholas come from?
I don't know. Except one time I picked up a nickel, I guess. I don't know. And then
Kids are creative, my friend.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, today on the show, I have an interview here with a friend of mine, Michael Knight, who's a magician in the Toledo, Ohio area, and also traveled around a lot. He's pretty well known. He used to have a magic shop around town and different things. He's got an adult magic show called Tricks and Drinks. There's 2 performances of this, 2 shows at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on October 25th at the Toledo Spirits Company at 1301 North Summit Street, Toledo, Ohio, 43604. If you're in the area, I recommend you go check it out. It's going to be him along with 3 other magicians, Alexander the Magician, Pattrick Przysiecki, and a secret guest, which we talk about a little bit in the show, in the interview. Well, here's my interview with him. So I'd like to welcome Michael Knight to All2ReelToo here. So tell us a little bit about yourself as we get started here.
Oh, well, first, thanks for having me. I guess as far as me, I'm a comedy magician and hypnotist. But actually, the show that we're getting ready to do is a totally different show than what my normal show is. So it's, so I don't want people coming thinking that I'm doing the hypnosis. It's just this show's going to be close to magic, and it's going to be 4 of us doing it.
That's really cool. Who else is joining you on this at this gig?
One guy's called, he goes by Alexander the Magician. And he's just a phenomenal performer that he actually way back, he walked him into my magic shop when I had my magic shop open. And after seeing David Blaine, he, come in saying he wanted to learn to do magic. And so I actually told him, I said, well, there's 2 ways we do it. Either you can, buy a couple of tricks and, do it for a minute and then throw them in a drawer and never touch them again. Or you can learn it to where you'll do it the rest of your life. And so luckily he picked number 2. And, but he's traveled the world doing street magic to where he'll just draw a crowd, perform, and then toss his hat out and they'll tip him. And just recently he headlined the Chicago Magic Lounge, which is, a pretty big event to be able to do that. And
nice.
Yeah, he's really, I'm really impressed with him. It just blows me away. Another guy is Devilish Dealings is what he goes by. And he'll be more or less the MC, but he's what we call a card mechanic. And that's the guy that, kind of like when you think of the guy cheating in Vegas, that's kind of like what he does. You can give him a regular deck of cards, and it's amazing how he can control the cards and do stuff with them. And so it'll be a lot of fun with him. And then the third guy is Pattrick Przysiecki. And Patrick's known for working some restaurants in the area and stuff like that. And he's kind of like what I call the gentle magician that he's just got a real smooth, kind of casual style, and he's won a bunch of awards. He won the IBM and SAM, which is the International Brotherhood of Magicians close-up awards. He's won Society of American Magicians, and it's kind of cool that he's right here in this area and has done all that kind of stuff.
I think I've seen him perform somewhere, like when I was just out to dinner somewhere, and he just happened to be there. So yeah,
he does. Yeah, he does a lot of that. So I know. Now I think he does Danny's out in Rossford's, and he does a few different places.
That's cool. So how did you get started in magic?
Found out my sister's making $100 a trick. Actually, it was kind of weird. I remember, oh man, I had to be, 8 years old or something like that. And I seen a TV commercial from Marshall Brodeen that with the TV magic cards, and you too can do magic. And so then I went all over the place trying to find these cards, and apparently they only stocked them during Christmas. And so I kind of gave up on it. And then eventually my brother and I, my family's always been in the cars. My brother was a body man, so he restored these incredible cars. And we were at the Autorama up in Detroit, and there was a magician there. And then part of the way he made his money was he would do a pitch, and so he'd sell basically the same thing that, the TV magic card type cards, and then a little wonder mouse to where it looked like a little mouse that you could put in your hand, and it would kind of run all over the place. And so my brother was cool and bought me those, and that kind of started it. And then a little while later, he bought me a magic kit. And then from that, it just kind of grew and grew and grew. And, next thing you know, I'm all over the place doing it.
So, what would you say is like your most like memorable, thing that you've done since you've been a magician?
Oh, wow. I'm trying to think. I mean, do you mean like a moment on stage or just
anything that like is out in your in your career?
I've done a lot of different stunts and stuff. So like I've driven a car blindfolded to where they tape my eyes shut, put a metal blindfold over me, then a hood over top that, tie it up. Then I got into a car I never drove before and drove around this tiny little town called Colon, Michigan. And it was for an event that, because Colon's known as the magic capital of the world, and it's weird. There was this tiny, tiny little town of maybe 1,200 people, but they had 3 magic shops, and it was like it's kind of like Mayberry mixed with Vegas. It's a really weird combination, but the one shop brought me in to do the stunt for publicity, and so I jumped in this car and see how many people do something like that. But yeah,
that would scare the hell out of me. I mean, I know that.
I did it twice. Once I did it at the Oregon Festival, their little, like when they had the parade, and then I don't think anybody understood what I was doing because, here's a guy with a hood on just driving in the parade. That one was kind of poorly planned, but
probably should have had somebody announcing what you were doing or something.
If you're by the stand with the speakers, then you kind of got what was going on because the guy would kind of say what I was doing and what, how my eyes were all closed up and all this kind of stuff. But if you're at, either end, you had no clue what I was doing.
That town up in Michigan, I think that would be like a mix of like Mayberry and Vegas. Sounds like it would be like a good like sitcom or TV show or something.
It probably would. Yeah, it's only 2 hours from here, and every August they have Magic Week, and so there's magicians that come in from all over the world, and I've been going basically since I was a kid. And but it's just fun, they have shows every night, and then there's like a convention there in the day to where magicians can buy props and learn secrets and different stuff, and then at night there's the evening shows that the performers will put on, and then then you go to the Legion, and there's only 2 places to drink. There's Curly's Bar or the Legion.
That's cool. I had like magic kits when I was a kid, but I always loved magic, but I could never master it myself to the point where, I had too many things. I was like, jack of all trades, master of none thing, It's just, I would go through phases. Like one week I'm going to be a magician. Next week I'm going to play the piano, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's funny thing is, like, even when I owned the shop, it's funny to watch people because they would be in it for a few months, and then you wouldn't see them for a year, and the next thing they'd be back into it again. And it's kind of funny that then you got certain guys that just love it and stick with it, and some guys you wish were not in it. So you shouldn't be taking money.
So yeah, it must be cool to see somebody like like you were talking about Alexander the Magician, about how he came in and then became a world renowned sort of guy. Yeah,
exactly. It's crazy that just because he walked in through my doors that day, that it planted that seed. And it's so fun. He does. I think it was Ann Arbor. He was doing a show, and I went up to see it, and I was just really, really impressed on just how polished and everything he is. And I mean, to me, he's still a kid, but he's not a kid. Plus he's like 8, 9. But he's just extremely good. But
that's really cool. I to keep it on our topic of our pop culture that we do on the show, and this is coming out in October. I was just curious, what's your favorite horror film?
Probably the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
I liked it because you really didn't see a whole lot of Freddy, but it was enough to make you go, whoa,
Yeah, because I mean, as it went on, you started seeing too much of Freddy, in my opinion. But it was okay.
The way they took the character was like, wow, really?
It's like the Urkel-ification or something like.
Right.
He was only supposed to be in one episode of Family Matters, and then all of a sudden he became everything. I mean, I guess I'm more old school to where the first Freddy, the first Jason, I guess, to me, those are always the best. Yeah, film I directed, Pi Day Die Day, we had the original Jason, Ari Lehman in it. Great guy. But he was only the little boy. He was never killing anybody. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Because people often forget that Jason wasn't the killer in the first movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They always. It's funny how they just kind of still think that he was the one running around doing it all.
Yeah. And speaking of movies that I've done, you appear as Santa Claus in Shelve, the film that I directed. So,
True.
Yeah. When is the show, and what's the and how can people get tickets and everything?
It's going to be October 25th. There are 2 shows. The 8 p.m.'s almost sold out. But there's a 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. show. The show lasts roughly about an hour and a half, and where each magician will do its own little segment, and the next guy will come up and do his. It's going to be at Toledo Spirits, which is 1301 North Summit Street, and here in Toledo. And as far as tickets, you can get them from Eventbrite. Just put in Tricks and Drinks, and it should pop it up. And you can get tickets straight from there, or you can even email me at glasscitymagic1@gmail.com, and you can end up saving the Eventbrite fees if you want to do it that way and do Venmo.
Nice. Yeah, we'll put links to that in our show notes for this episode. This is going to be a bonus episode that we'll release one of the days that we don't normally release, so we can get that information out there as soon as possible. And anything else you want to share with our fans while you're with me?
Not that, just come out and have a really good time. And this, I call it an adult magic show, and it's not because it's dirty, but it's an 18 and over show. And so it's more of a date night kind of show. And, there ain't going to be the, pulling a rabbit out of the hat. There ain't going to be any, hey, how you doing? It's going to, it's going to be much more, adult and relaxed and and the neat thing is there's only 40 tickets per show. So,
okay. So
it's just a nice small, kind of intimate show compared to, normally, like my show is more of the bigger stage show where we got, 400 people or whatever. And then up to, I've done a few thousand at one time. But this one because it's, it's going to be nice and tight. Yeah.
I've seen your hypnotism shows and, your hypnotism comedy shows a couple times, and they're great entertainment. But like you said, this is going to be more close up, which I think is even cooler because I like close up magic more than like the big, we're going to make the Statue of Liberty disappear sort of thing,
Yeah, I think it's a lot. It's almost like a cleaner kind of thing that when it's that big, you're like, all right, there's something going on. But when it's a deck of cards or coins or whatever, you're like, wait a minute.
Nothing against David Copperfield, but still,
he was my idol when I started out and stuff, and I got to meet him a few times. But it's just a totally different kind of show. But that's what I like. I like how this is going. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this is something we're hoping will become more of an annual thing, to where if people like it, then we're going to start bringing in different acts from all over the place. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, and just that way every third Saturday or whatever that this is going on. But it just kind of depends on how Toledo acts. If they enjoy it, then we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, if things catch on in Toledo, people love them. If they don't, sadly, they
Yeah, and the hard part is getting the word out and letting them understand. Because I think a lot of people, when they think of Magic Show, they think of the kid's birthday party, and this is the total opposite end of that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like in the world of Magic, you've had your, not that they're all great, but I mean, you've had people, like your Chris Angels and your David Blaines and people like that have kind of made it more cool. Right. So that's cool. Yeah. So but that is adult magic show. It says Tricks and Drinks, 2 shows at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. at the Toledo Spirits Company at 1301 North Summit Street, Toledo, Ohio, 43604. We'll have links in the show notes here so you can get tickets and see Michael and the other guys doing their magic, and hopefully we get some people in those seats.
Awesome. Hey, I appreciate your time, man.
No problem. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thanks.
Okay, that was my interview with Michael Knight. Be sure to, go and check out that show on October 25th at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. You can get tickets at the links in the show notes. It should be a fun night. Only 40 tickets available at each show. So, it's limited engagement, but it's, going to be fun, and hopefully there'll be more of it if this does well. What's your history with Magic, Sesame? I'm
a spellcaster. It's a different kind of magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I accidentally summoned a demon, but I wasn't really trying to do magic. I was drinking whiskey, and a whiskey bottle fell down the floor, started the fire. And in the middle of the fire, I was calling out for help. I meant to say God, but my voice was all garbled up because of the flames and whatnot. And then I accidentally said some kind of demon name, apparently. And the demon came out and helped me. But then now I always got to do a demon's bidding because he saved my life. So, this is what...
Does he just now live in your house?
Pretty much. He just kind of chills. It's not a big deal. He's really not that bad. And he looks like Cookie Monster a little bit, actually.
Oh,
I think it was Cookie Monster. I think he just set my house on fire. A guy in the Cookie Monster, and he just lives here.
So basically, the guy from Sesame Street just set your house on fire.
Yeah,
and now is like living with you.
Pretty much, it's a very abusive relationship going on here.
So does he just walk around with a puppet on his hand all the time? Is that what's going on?
He never leaves the costume. I don't think he's taking a shower. Yeah, he just stays there.
Well, I mean, it's not really a costume; it's a puppet. So it's kind of
yeah. I don't know then.
Cookie Monster was my favorite Muppet as a kid. I used to have I had a Cookie Monster doll that somebody gave me, and it had these like plastic eyes that somehow got stepped on once, and so we had to take them off, and so then I never had eyes for him. So it was Cookie Monster without eyes, but I would make eyes for him all the time out of pieces of paper and then just tape them to him.
I think I had the same doll, actually. That's weird.
I still have it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, good times. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that interview there that I did with Michael Knight. Be sure to check out the links in the show notes for the adult magic show called Tricks and Drinks at the Toledo Spirits Company on October 25th. Like I said, there's going to be links in the show notes. And be sure to check out All2ReelToo.com, where you can find us and all of our links to our TeePublic and our Patreon and all of our social media. You can also, support the show just by sharing the episode with somebody, Mm-hmm. I mean, like on social media or something, Yeah, I mean, you can, like, if you're walking by and listening to the show, just, put your headphones in somebody else's ears and make them listen.
I don't know about that.
No, that I'd probably be an assault charge, wouldn't it?
No, maybe not. But just
like I've said in the past, if you're going to assault somebody, make sure you bring some pepper. And because that makes it better.
By the way, these tricks are not for kids, okay? In this particular show.
Yeah.
So.
In the show, they're not, because it's an adult magic show, so the tricks are not for kids. That's what they should have called the show, but no.
They should have called it. Yeah, they should have said these tricks aren't for kids.
Maybe in the future they will. Looks like it's going to be a fun night, though. Be sure to go check it out. Also, just remember that, trans lives are human lives. No human is illegal. Be different. Be yourself. Free Palestine. I love you. Cookie Monster might be evil. Sesame loves you. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.
It's okay not to be perfect with finances. Experian is your big financial friend and here to help. Did you know you can get matched with credit cards on the app? Some cards are labeled No Ding Decline, which means if you're not approved, they won't hurt your credit scores. Download the Experian app for free today. Applying for No Ding Decline cards won't hurt your credit scores if you aren't initially approved. Initial approval will result in a hard inquiry, which may impact your credit scores.
Experian.
Some things never go out of style, like trust, reliability, and driving a Toyota. Take the legendary RAV4 and Grand Highlander, designed for maximum space. Hurry in. Offers end November 3rd. Toyota, let's go places.